The most powerful tools you'll need in 2026 won't be visible, loud, or praised by the world, but they will quietly determine whether you rise or fall. While most people focus on external strategies, productivity hacks, and surface-level motivation, the ones who become truly unstoppable are building something deeper, mental tools that operate beneath the surface and shape every decision they make. One of these unseen tools is the ability to sit with discomfort without trying to escape it. In a world that constantly offers distractions, numbing, and shortcuts, the capacity to remain present in difficulty is a competitive advantage. When you stop running from discomfort, you stop fearing growth, you begin to understand that unease is not a signal that something is wrong, but a sign that something is changing. People who master this tool don't panic when things feel hard. They don't immediately look for relief. They stay steady, knowing that strength is being built in moments no one else sees. Another unseen mental tool is selective attention, the discipline to decide what deserves your mental energy and what does not. In 2026, attention will be more valuable than money because whatever controls your focus controls your direction. Unstoppable people are not distracted people. They don't consume everything they see. They don't react to every opinion. They choose carefully what enters their mind because they understand that thoughts shape actions and actions shape outcomes. This mental discipline creates clarity, and clarity creates momentum. When your attention is no longer scattered, your effort becomes more powerful. A third unseen tool is emotional regulation, the ability to experience emotions without being controlled by them. Life will still bring frustration, disappointment, and uncertainty, but the difference is how you respond. People who develop this tool don't suppress emotions or deny them, but they don't let emotions dictate their behavior. They pause before reacting. They think before speaking. They act from values rather than impulse. This inner control allows them to stay consistent even when life feels unstable. It's what allows them to make smart decisions under pressure instead of emotional ones they later regret. Another mental tool that separates the unstoppable from the overwhelmed is self-trust, built through action. Confidence in 2026 won't come from affirmations alone, but from evidence, from showing up when it's hard, from keeping promises to yourself, from doing what you said you would do even when no one is watching. Each small act of discipline builds trust with yourself, and that trust becomes a foundation you can stand on when doubt appears. When you trust yourself, you stop needing permission, validation, or constant reassurance. You move forward because you know you can handle whatever comes next. The fifth unseen tool is long-term thinking in a short-term world. Most people are driven by immediate results, instant feedback, and quick rewards. Unstoppable people play a different game. They are willing to be misunderstood today so they can be fulfilled tomorrow. They are willing to move slowly in the beginning to build something that lasts. They don't quit because results are delayed, and they don't change direction every time progress feels slow. This patience is not passive, it's disciplined. It's rooted in the understanding that real growth compounds quietly before it becomes visible. When you develop this mindset, you stop comparing your timeline to others. You focus on consistency instead of speed, knowing that staying in the game is how you eventually win. As these unseen tools work together, they create a powerful internal system. You become harder to shake, harder to distract, harder to discourage. You stop being reactive and start being intentional. You stop living on autopilot and start living with awareness. In 2026, challenges won't disappear, but your relationship with them will change. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you'll feel capable. Instead of feeling lost, you'll feel grounded. Instead of feeling pressured by time, you'll feel prepared for it. This is what being unstoppable really means. Not that life becomes easy, but that you become strong enough to handle whatever life brings. You begin to realize that the greatest breakthroughs often happen internally long before anything changes externally. And once that inner shift happens, the outer world eventually follows. These mental tools don't announce themselves, they don't attract applause, but they quietly shape habits, decisions, and identity. And identity is what ultimately determines destiny. When you invest in strengthening your inner world, you stop depending on circumstances to feel confident or motivated. You carry stability with you wherever you go. You become someone who can adapt without losing direction, who can endure without losing hope, and who can progress without losing peace. That is the kind of person who wins in 2026, not by force, but by mastery of the mind. As you continue developing these unseen mental tools, you start to notice a shift in how you experience everyday life. Situations that once drained you no longer carry the same weight. Challenges that once felt overwhelming begin to feel manageable. This doesn't happen because life becomes easier, but because your internal response becomes stronger and more refined. You stop reacting automatically and start responding deliberately. That pause between stimulus and response becomes one of your greatest assets. In that space, you choose growth over comfort, clarity over chaos, and purpose over impulse. This is where real power lives. Another layer of becoming unstoppable in 2026 is learning how to detach from outcomes while staying committed to effort. Many people burn out because they tie their self-worth to results they can't fully control. When you develop the mental discipline to focus on what you can control, your preparation, your consistency, your attitude, you free yourself from unnecessary pressure. You still care deeply about your goals, but you are no longer emotionally hostage to every win or loss. This detachment creates resilience. It allows you to stay steady through highs and lows without losing your sense of self. You begin to understand that progress is rarely linear and setbacks are not signs of failure, but part of refinement. This mindset keeps you moving forward even when the path is uneven. You also learn the power of restraint. In a world that encourages constant expression, instant reaction, and non-stop commentary, knowing when to stay silent becomes a strategic advantage. You don't feel the need to explain yourself to everyone. You don't argue with people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You conserve your energy for what truly matters. This restraint strengthens your presence. People feel it. Even when you say very little, you become someone who listens more than they speak, observes more than they react, and moves with intention rather than impulse. Over time, this creates a quiet authority that doesn't need validation. Another unseen mental tool that grows stronger is your relationship with solitude. Instead of avoiding time alone, you begin to value it. Solitude becomes a place where you recalibrate, where you reconnect with your goals, and where you refine your thinking. You use this time to reflect on your actions, adjust your direction, and strengthen your mindset. While others are constantly distracted, you are building clarity. And clarity is what allows you to move forward with confidence instead of confusion. You begin to trust your internal compass more than external noise. This doesn't mean you ignore advice or feedback, but you filter it wisely. You take what aligns and you let go of what doesn't. This discernment becomes another layer of mental strength. You also start to recognize how powerful consistency truly is. Not the dramatic kind, but the quiet kind that shows up every day. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop negotiating with excuses. You do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Over time, this consistency compounds. It builds skill, it builds confidence, it builds momentum, and momentum makes you hard to stop. You begin to see yourself differently, not as someone trying to become strong, but as someone who already is. This shift in identity changes how you move through the world. You make decisions faster. You recover from setbacks quicker. You stop second-guessing yourself at every turn. You understand that self-doubt is not a signal to stop, but a signal to act anyway. In 2026, this ability to move forward despite uncertainty will separate those who talk about change from those who create it. As these mental tools deepen, you also develop a stronger sense of patience. You stop rushing your growth. You stop comparing your progress to others. You trust that what you are building takes time, and you respect that process. This patience gives you endurance. It allows you to stay committed without burning out. You no longer chase every opportunity. You choose wisely. You understand that saying no is often more powerful than saying yes. And with each choice that aligns with your long-term vision, your confidence grows. You begin to realize that being unstoppable isn't about intensity alone. It's about sustainability. It's about building a mindset that can carry you not just through one season, but through many. And when you reach this point, you stop fearing the future. You stop wondering whether you'll be ready. You know you will be because you've been preparing all along. These unseen mental tools don't just help you succeed. They help you remain grounded while you do. They allow you to win without losing yourself. And that, more than anything, is what makes you truly unstoppable.